Hey everybody, Mike Marin here, and welcome to another month, another edition of the InfoCash Insiders Club. So, real quick, this month, basically, what I wanted to do is I wanted to demystify the copywriting process. Copy, in my opinion, it is the most important skill when it comes to making money online. And it's really the skill that once you learn this, can really sort of set you free. So a lot of people are confused. A lot of people don't really know how this process works, how the real pros do it. So what I wanted to do in this month's training is kind of take you behind the scenes, show you my process for copywriting, and then show you a really successful sales letter that I just wrote for a client of mine, Alex Jeffries. It was the Ultimate Profit Empire launch. So I will show you sort of the thinking and the process. So, real quick, here is the process that I use. Hopefully, this will really help you. And again, this is the sort of stuff, again, in the Insiders Club. This is what you learn not from courses. This is what you're going to get. What I got from having mentors, actually working with professional copywriters, and sort of being inside the industry. So, that said, before we write, we have to know certain, some things. So, um, research is really key when it comes to copywriting, and research will cure a lot of sins. And generally, the more research, the better. Research is a cure to writer's block. So the more you know about your market, your product, your prospects, basically just everything, the better your copy is going to be. So really, there are 5 things that you want to know in general before you start even writing a word. You want to know your market. That is who you're selling to. So you want to know, what are your prospects' 3 biggest hot buttons? What are their biggest fears? Like, what do they go to bed at night fearing? What are their biggest frustrations? What are they frustrated with? Why can't they get the result? What is their dream scenario? What is their core desire? And also, you want to know what is their nightmare? What do they not want to happen? So all really important stuff to know. You want to know your product inside and out. In this case, the sales copy that I wrote for Alex, the product, I actually wrote the sales letter before the product was even created, which makes it a little tougher and easier at the same time. Easier because you can sort of just sell it and then sort of tailor it back to the product. Harder because when you have a really good product, it's sort of, you can use the product to sort of write the sales letter. And that's actually the way that Eugene Schwartz did it. Was he would basically take all the claims from the claims inside the book itself. So you want to know the product inside and out. What are the main benefits? What are they going to get after they go through the product? How is their life going to be different? Tie this to what I call the fabrics of their life. How is this going to improve their relationships with their family, girlfriend, whatever? How is it going to increase their fitness? So it's family, fitness, how is this finances, and also faith. So the more that you can sort of weave in how it affects all of those areas, the better. You want to know who your product is for and who your product is not for. Next, we want to know what are your prospects' most likely objections? And this is really key. I see a lot of beginning copywriters, what they do is they just don't address the objections. You see, if it's in their head and you don't bring it up, it's still in their head. So you need to handle and address every single objection, because if you don't handle it, they're going to still have that objection in your head and you're not going to make the sale. Also want to know ways to prove. So what is a proof? Maybe we can educate the sell, which is basically, teaching the proof of the concept. So the really important proof is really key. You got to realize that your prospects are extremely skeptical. So proof is really one of our biggest leverage points. And then the last thing is you enter the offer. What are the most appealing offers that others have tested in your marketplace? What are the price points? What are the appeals? You want to know really what works and model that, because there's really no point in reinventing the wheel. So let's go over this. We got next step. So here's sort of the steps. That's sort of like, where we're going. So step one, here's what I do. Step one is market recon. And what I do is I go to places like ClickBank, JVZoo, or Warrior Plus. This is in the IM niche. For this example, for Alex's product, I went on Warrior Plus, JVZoo, and you really want to look. What's really good about those two sites is you could see, what's selling, how many copies it sold, the conversion rates, the EPCs, all that. And basically, you want to model the ones that worked and look at the ones that didn't work and don't do that. So you could get a lot of those questions that we were trying to get answered simply by going to those sites and sort of, seeing which ones worked, what are the claims they're making. Next thing to do is to, look in the forums. One other way is to talk to someone in the niche, do interviews, do strategy sessions, and ask them those questions. What's, why do you feel you're being held back? What's your biggest frustration in a strategy session like that? When you're trying to help someone, you could really sort of determine and ask them straight out, and they'll normally they will give you the answer. So after you have the recon done, what I do is I do what I call a pre-copy file. And on this pre-copy file, I will go through all the sales letters that have worked, and I will write all the benefits that they're including. I will go through those sales letters and I will jot down what are all the objections that they're handling. I will go through and I will write down all the facts, such as, if there's facts in common from sales letter to sales letter, I will use that. I will also jot down what is all the proof they're using. How are they proving it? So I'll normally go through like 10 to 20 sales letters, do this process, and for every them create a benefit, objection, fact, proof. I will also look at what I call a copy device. Don't have really time to cover that. I'll show you that in detail when we go over the sales letter. I will create a deal sheet, which I'll basically look at the offer of all of these offers. And from there, I will have a big file of basically all my competition. And then I simply do come up with, what to include. So if there's a certain benefit that's in like 10 of the sales letters that have worked really well, I know in my sales copy, I'm going to include that. If they're all addressing certain objections and the sales letter did really well and 5 of them all address that same objection, well, you're pretty sure you should include that objection inside your objection list of what to include in your sales letter. Same thing with the fact, proof, copy device. And a copy device, there's all different types of copy devices. It's basically what copy device or code is a chunk of copy, which is, a paragraph or, just a chunk of the thing. And so an example of a copy device would be, what this is not. You might have seen that, this is not, if you're selling a fitness product, this is not the Atkins diet. This is not, this is not a low carb diet. This is not, basically, you're just saying what it's not. Another copy device would be, tastes like chicken. And then, tastes like chicken is basically a device where it's like, if you're selling a 401k, selling there's a sales letter I saw with the 801k, and in the sales letter they 801k, 401k, sort of the same thing, sort of made up, but sort of similar. Tastes like chicken. Hopefully that's clear. Again, we're going to be going through an entire sales letter in this training, so you will see it more in detail. So I will come up with a sheet which has all these on it of what I'm going to include in my sales letter. And then I am going to come up with a customer avatar. The customer avatar is basically a composite of who I'm selling to. I'll give it a name. I'll give it an age. I will do make it as real as possible. Like, what is their day like? You know, what are they looking for? Do they have kids? Like, what does their wife think? You basically just want to get inside the head of your customer. And actually, in the next video, what I'll do is I'll show you my pre-copy file that I did in the IM niche, and also the customer avatar. So after you come up with the pre-copy file, what you're going to do next is you're going to write the offer. And that's what I start with. So I begin with the end in mind. And really writing the offer here is basically, you know, the stuff, you know, what are the product components? What are the modules? Again, if you're writing copy for someone else and they already have a product, good. If not, like with the case of Alex gave me an outline of the modules. And from there, you know, I'm going to write the offer. You know, what's in it? Like, what do they learn? You always want to answer that question of, of what's in it for me. So we're really going to be big on benefit language and increasing the value. And I'll show you what I mean by that. It's a big mistake I see. And just doing this alone, you can make sales letters a lot better. What are the bonuses? What are the guarantees? And what are the price? I'm going to write that first. So that's actually what I write first. After that, we are going to write the bullets, and that's what I do. I normally write the offer, and then from then I write down the bullets. So I actually have that sort of second half of the sales that are done after I write the bullets. Again, we'll go over some bullet formulas, how to stack benefits upon benefits. And then once I have that, then what I do is I select an architecture and I write to a template. So a lot of people, when they're beginning, they actually think that the sales letter is written, you know, sort of sequentially, you know, from headline to toe, like an actual letter. There are people that write like that. If you've been doing this for a while and you're really, really good, you can write sort of head to toe because you know that sort of architecture, that template is in your head. You know sort of what needs to happen. But if you're just starting out, do it the way that I'm teaching you how to do it. It actually works out better anyway. So Eugene Schwartz, really the best copywriter ever, sort of results wise. Let me just pull this up. Oh, don't want to mess that up. No, not when I'm doing a tutorial. Okay. So so back to Eugene Schwartz, you know, one of the best copywriters ever, maybe results wise, the best ever. And he said, copy is not written, it is assembled. And that's, you know, I've taken that from him. So really what we're doing is we're sort of assembling these desires, these ways we're handling objections, these facts. So again, you're either going to logically outline to a sales structure like AIDA, attention, interest, desire, action, or you're going to use a template. There's lots of different templates you could use. 3 good ones are Perry Belcher's template. I think it's called the 21-step sales formula template thing. Just Google that. You'll be able to find it. Another one is Clayton Makepeace's template. I'm not sure if that's online, but Google that. And then the David Fry one is really good. I've written a lot of sales letters to that template. So once you have, and basically it's like you got a skeleton, you're going to insert that offer, insert the bullets in, and then just write the template. You know, write as fast as you can, don't edit, write in and fill in all those pieces. Step 6 is we're going to write the headline and lead. I actually do that sort of last. Sometimes when I'm writing the architecture, if I come out from like really the offer and the bullets, that'll help you write that headline and lead. Headline and lead is really, really important. And then the last step is we are going to edit. So edit the copy by reading it out loud and giving it the so what and the BS test. So that's sort of the process. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through the pre-copy, just show you an example of a pre-copy file, and I'm going to show you the customer avatar. So see you in the next video.